last firehawk, the Ember Stone by Katrina Charman. Pedroia is under attack by the powerful vulture Thorn and his evil army, who use magic to spread a terrible darkness. A young owl named Tag and his best friend Skyla, a squirrel, rescue a golden egg from Thorn's tiger bats, and they may have found the key to saving their home, the last firehawk, the guardian of the Ember Stone. With an opportunity to prove their bravery, the friends set off with the baby bird in search of the Ember Stone, but they face constant danger from Thorn and his allies.
Stella Diaz has something to say by Angela Dominguez. So Stella is a very, very quiet girl, and she is careful about what she says because sometimes she mixes up her English and her Spanish words, and her face turns roja or red. And so in this book, it's a realistic story about her at school hoping to make a friend with a new boy, Stanley, who is from Texas, and he might also speak Spanish. But will she learn how to speak up and find her voice? Read to find out.
Trailblazer, the story of ballerina Riordan Wilkinson by Nita Schubert. So this is the story of Riordan Wilkinson, who was a phenomenal woman who is a ballerina and revolutionary because she was black. And she had a really rough life getting up to being a ballerina. She had a lot of support from her family, but very fascinating person. So this is a fully illustrated biography about what it was like for her and the struggles that she went through that I highly recommend.
Princess Pulverizer, Grilled Cheese and Dragons by Nancy Krubrick. Meet the princess who'd rather wear a suit of armor than a crown. Princess Serena, or Princess Pulverizer as she prefers, doesn't want to be a princess. She wants to be a knight. But her father, King Alexander of Imperia, thinks she has a lot to learn when it comes to exhibiting valiant behavior, so he presents a challenge. The princess must first go on a quest of kindness and perform good deeds to prove that she truly deserves to go to night school.
The Superpower Field Guide to Beavers by Rachel Poliquin is a very funny introduction to everything beaver. Even if you're not interested in beavers, you will enjoy the journey of learning about them and all their superpowers in this Superpower Field Guide. 96 pages of gobsmacking facts.
The Monster's Ring by Bruce Coville, a magic shop book. So this is the first book in a series, and it starts with a boy named Russell Kraneker who has been bullied his whole entire life. He's even bullied when he walks into the store and forced into buying a magic ring. But when he puts it on, it actually ends up being a magic ring. I will tell you no more. Stay tuned, because this is a fun adventure story that is the start of a series of magical things in a shop.
A Spy Called James, the true story of James Lafayette, Revolutionary War double agent. 2 years prior to the end of the Revolutionary War, a slave named James was asked to help to defeat the British by becoming a spy under the General Marquis de Lafayette. In exchange, James was promised his freedom. James successfully infiltrates the British troops, and the information he passed to Lafayette allowed the colonial army to trap Cornwallis at Yorktown. But despite the invaluable service that he provided, James was not granted his freedom. Learn about James's life in A Spy Called James.
My Beijing, 4 Stories of Everyday Wonder by Ni Jun, follows Yor and her grandfather in their neighborhood of Beijing, just going about their everyday lives, but in each story, something ordinary becomes a little bit extraordinary, and their lives are peppered with magic.
The Infamous Ratzos by Cary Library. This is a very funny story about these 2 rats who want to be very tough in the world. The only problem is, every time they try to do a bad thing, it ends up being a really good thing. So they are struggling to be these rough and tough, kind of gangster rats, and they can't pull it off. And it's really funny watching them go through their hijinks. And it's the first in a series! Yay!